Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is MaryAnngeline, and today we are practicing standing balances, specifically one leg balances. So this class is to really just get us through as many as we can. I want to introduce you to as many as you can. So if you're brand new to yoga, or if you're just new, or maybe you've done a few classes and you want to kind of focus more on standing balancing, then this is a great class to you. It's also a great practice if you have had injuries in your wrists, or if you don't want to do any weight bearing on your hands, because we won't be on our hands whatsoever. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll meet you on our mat in mountain pose facing forward. All right, my friends, mountain pose facing forward. It's a quick class, so we're gonna do a little bit non-traditional in the sense of warming up the body and just getting right into teaching you some standing balances that may or may not be new. So let's reach the arms up, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, sweep your arms back, bend your knees. This is called chair pose. And then just re-reach those arms forward. So we're turning on the heat with those legs. Arms sweep back, draw the belly in. Arms reach forward, your toes should be pointing forward. Again, arms back, arms forward. One last time, arms reach back. As they reach forward and up, stand tall, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your hands to your hip bones and fold forward. Bend your knees a lot. Let your head drop. Shake it out, no. Nod it, yes. So if you're brand new, this is called a forward fold. You should feel a nice stretch to the back of the legs, maybe to the outer hips. And then just simply round it up. Open your feet wider than your hips. Bring your hands to your shoulders and your elbows out. Twist to the left, take an inhale. Twist to the right, take an exhale. Again, in left, out right. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Good, center arms reach up. And drop the arms by your sides. Let's walk the feet back together. Bring your hands to heart center and marching in place. Right knee up, left knee up. Right and left for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now bring your hands to your hip and you're just gonna kick your booty with your foot. So right in, left in. Right and left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now plant your feet, hands stay at your hips. We'll lift our heels up, lower both down. So challenging our balance, up and down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Again, very non-traditional way of warming up in yoga. Sometimes those are integrated through funky classes, but I just wanted us to get some heat building before we work our standing balances. So we have many muscles of our feet. They are gonna support us. We have a lot of intricate detail happening down there, and we don't usually give enough attention to them. So today I want you to be very attentive to your feet. If you notice you're moving your weight into one side, you're compensating on one side, then you have to do the opposite, okay? And I'll show you what I mean by that here. We're gonna start with a posture called one-legged mountain. It is mountain pose with one leg up, all right? So mountain pose is here, one-legged mountain, one leg is up, okay? So I'm gonna take my body to the side so you can see my profile. With our one-legged mountain pose, I'd like you to now get all tall and strong, right? Strong through the legs, strong through the belly. Transfer all your weight to the whole left side of your body, not just your left ankle. Every part of your left side is turned on. Hands on hip, hands at heart, options, right? Start to bend your right knee, flex the foot, and float the knee up so it's in line with your hip. You may have already fallen out, fumbled, it's okay. Some options here, big toe touches down, the toes are pointed, a little support. Maybe you only hover the foot a couple inches off the ground. Maybe you come into the full posture. Either way, I am fully turned on through that left side. I'm fully active through my right. My belly is drawn in. I'm pressing my hands either at my heart or on my hips for balance. A huge component of balancing is your drishti point, your focus. Focus at something in front of you that's not moving. So try not to focus at the screen because I'm definitely doing hand gestures here. So keep your focus somewhere else. It's not moving. And then notice what's going on with your left foot. Are you rolling outward into your pinky? If you are, press down through your big toe. If you're rolling inward through your big toe, press down through your pinky. Find that for yourself. Then release the leg down. Shake out their legs. A lot of activity there, especially if you're newer to this and you haven't felt some of those muscles working for you before. Okay, second side, mountain pose. We transfer all our weight to our right. Keep it active and strong. Shift your weight over without shifting weight into your hip. So we're pressing the hip up. Come either to your big toe, balance maybe your foot a couple of inches off the ground, or bend the knee completely, float that knee up in line with your hip. Hands can either be on your hip or your heart center. And I want you to think of lifting out of your butt cheek. An interesting visual, I know, but lift up and out. Squeeze everything in towards your midline. Keep your weight even. Is your foot wobbling? It is. Wherever direction it's going to, put the emphasis into the other side. Find a drishti point in front of you. This is our one-legged mountain. We're strong and straight. We're pulled in and up. Everything is active. Everything's turned on. And on your next out breath, we will release. Shake it out. An important thing to remember in any posture, but especially in these one-legged postures, gravity is not going to help us here, right? You're going to have to continually catch your posture is how I like to say it. And by catching your posture, I mean re-engaging. It's very easy to kind of just relax into it. But we don't want to do that because then we're going to cause issues. So you want to keep everything strong and active and catch it, right? So if you start to, let's say, for example, relax, come back into that engagement, feel everything strong, all right? So that was our one-legged mountain. Moving on now to our tree pose. Very fun posture. Lots of variations. I'm going to show you the three of them. There's many, but I'll show you three. So first, from mountain, right, our foundational pose, we'll transfer all our weight into our left leg. Then float your right heel off the ground. And I'm going to try to mirror you here. So follow me exactly if you can. Option one, turn your knee and toes out. So you're actually rotating the leg. Bring your heel to your inner left leg. Think like mid-shin almost, right? Maybe ankle. Think of right above the ankle, okay? So that your arch is hovering around your ankle bone. Hands to heart center, hands to the hips. Same thing as our one-legged mountain. We're not sinking. We're lifting up and out. If this feels good and you're like, I want to challenge myself more, slide that foot up so that your arch now is right along the calf. It's a perfect little spot for the calf. Same time, I'm still pressing my knee back. I'm still lifted. If you're like, I've got this, I want to continue on, you can use your hand, slide your foot up to your inner thigh, bypass the knee, please. And once you get your foot into your inner thigh, you're going to dig your heel into your inner leg, flex your toes, kind of flare them up, still pressing that knee back, still lifting out through that right side. Find a placement for your hands. This is one posture. Well, a lot of times we like to say, grow your branches, right? Extend your arms up, maybe out, maybe take a bind behind you. Any variation. I'm going to keep it very straightforward with hands at heart. I already feel my legs burning, my standing stabilizing leg, because that is, I'm catching my posture. Every time I start to sink, I re-engage. So see if you can do that too. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release it out. Woo, shake out those legs. If you're not feeling it just yet, it could be two things. One, you're extremely strong and amazing. That's great. Two, you might not be engaging enough, okay? So really find that engagement. Okay, second side here, friends. Transfer all your weight now from your mountain pose, already active, to your right side. Lift your left heel, turn your knee and your toes out. So you're actually rotating. Slide the foot to your ankle so that your arch is in line with your ankle bone. Option one. Option two, re-engaging, right? Slide the foot up to your calf. So now your calf is kissing the arch. It's a great little comfort place for it. If this feels good, slide your foot up, maybe use your hand for support. Bring your heel into your inner leg, get as high as you can, then flare out those toes. Now, the weight of your foot into your leg will make it easier for you to sink. I want you to press now your inner thigh to your foot. So there's an opposition here, a dynamic press of the foot into the inner thigh and the inner thigh into the foot. Once you find your placement of your foot, find the placement of your arms, squeeze, draw everything in, press up, lengthen up. And obviously we've been here a long time because I'm talking a lot. I'm talking primarily to guide you, but also to take your mind off of what you're doing and to just really focus on getting into the posture and holding it and not worrying about how long we're gonna be here. So take one more deep breath in and exhale, release it out. Ooh, shake out those legs, my friend. Woo! Okay, so we had one-legged mountain, we had tree pose. Now we're gonna move on to a quad stretch, which will take us into dancer's pose. Okay, so 2 things here. If you have a wall and you wanna use it, you can. I do recommend though, really challenging yourself. So if you're one to say, oh, I definitely need a wall, see if you can come off the wall. The wall's there as a good tool, but a lot of times then we use it and it becomes less of a tool and more as just a compensation. Okay, so if you need to use it for little supports, little tap because you feel like you're falling, that's fine. But always know it's okay to fall. So if you start to fall out, you come right back in. With this next one, this is the one place where you might need a little support. If you can't grab a hold of your foot, you might need a strap. If you need a strap and you don't have one, you can grab a belt, you can grab a string, you can grab one of those stretchy bands, anything that you can wrap it around your foot and you can hold on to it, okay? Whether you have your hand around a strap or your hand around the foot, it's gonna be the same thing. So, having our hand on our foot, we're squeezing our heel in. Knee points down, hand on our hip. I came from mountain pose, so I'm still engaged to that left side. My right foot is in my right hand. From this point, if you feel good, this is just the quad stretch, but this is really challenging our balance. But if it feels okay, then we're gonna continue on. I'd like you to kick your foot into your hand. That's the first thing you do. Kick it into your hand. You'll feel your heel separate from your booty. From here, continue to kick your foot into the hand, but now also press your quad up. Left hand to heart center. This is the beginnings of a dancer pose with this specific arm variation. There are other arm variations. So I'm focusing on kicking my foot into my hand and pressing my quad up. And that's the intention the whole time. Kick and lift, or kick and press. Hold it here for one more breath in. And exhale, release it out. Ooh, shake out those legs. So the reason I love this one so much, you're getting a really deep quad stretch. You're also very much challenging the stabilizing leg. And you're shifting now kind of your pelvis and the height of the leg. So the other variations, the other standing balances we did were all frontal, right? Everything was in the front or the side. Now we're going to the back of our body. So we're shifting our perception. We're shifting the movement. Let's do our second side. I'm gonna turn the other way just so you can have that peripheral. So coming from our mountain pose, shifting all your weight into your right side, bend your left knee, squeeze your heel to your bottom, grab the outside of the foot. So there are different grips, but today we're just gonna work outside of the foot. Other hand to heart center. Automatically, I'm pulled in and up. I'm already challenging myself here in this bounce because I'm holding on to another limb now. If it feels good, let's continue on. If you wanna stay here, that's perfect too. So kick your foot into your hand, really press your foot into your hand. You'll feel the space you're creating between your booty and your heel. When you have that, press your quad up towards the sky. So I'm kicking back, pressing up, kicking back, pressing up, and you're gradually gonna go to your max height. Doesn't have to be very high. Make sure your quad and your stabilizing legs turn on, your belly is pulled in. We're gonna press back and up, hold it here, deep breath in. And exhale, release it out. Shake out those legs, maybe walk it out. Wow, my friends, that really felt very good actually for my quadriceps. I did a few practices this morning and that was a nice stretch for them. Okay, recap. One-legged mountain, right? One knee up. Tree pose, one leg up but to the side, and then either quad stretch or dancer's pose, leg behind, okay? Moving on, I think we have time for one more. With this next one, we're kind of integrating a little bit of all of it, but now we're adding one more component, okay? So we'll be on the one leg, we'll have a leg behind us. We're gonna try to bring our leg up to hip height, like we did in one-legged mountain, but now our torso is also gonna be included, and it's gonna be almost like a tick-tock of the body. Facing forward at the top of your mat, walk back, maybe a little past midway. Step your left foot forward. Your right heel is off the ground. We'll bring our hands to our hip bones or our hands to our heart center. If they go to heart center, make sure you're pressing in towards each other and then into the heart. Now, lengthen and lift. Engage that stabilizing leg like you would for your mountain pose. Shift all your weight into that leg and point your toes. Engage your full back leg. This is already the balance here. Leg is off the ground, we're hovering. Now, keep your spine straight, and as you lift your right leg, very slowly lower your chest down. We're tick-tocking the body. Right leg up, chest down. Pause when you feel at your max point, and then continue to spiral your right inner thigh up and your right hip down so the leg stays neutral. I'm not gonna go full to a T. I'm gonna stay lifted to show you how this is, because this is a great place to work. Everything's turned on. Even right now, my body's shaking a little bit. This is moving towards a warrior 3 variation. Hold it here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And let's release it out. Woo, shake out those legs. So there is a huge challenge on moving more slowly. You definitely feel it a lot. We're gonna move to our second side. Your drishti point for this one, I didn't talk about it in the first side, but for your drishti point, it'll be forward. And then you're gonna keep your gaze far away from you, as if you're looking at like a ridge line. And as your torso comes down, the gaze slowly drops. The moment you look straight down, you most likely will go down. It's just like when you ride a bike or drive a car. If you move your focus, you're probably gonna take that vehicle with you, okay? So keep your gaze up and out past the horizon. All right, second side. Stepping onto our right foot now, keep the leg strong and straight. Shift all the way into the foot, hands to your hips or hands to heart center, point your left toes, hover the foot off the ground. Keep the leg straight, press the leg away from you. Lift up and lengthen the spine, engage your standing quad, and start to lift your leg up. That will naturally start to tilt your torso down just a little bit. You don't have to go very far. When you get to your max point, left inner thigh spirals up, left hip bone down, so that I'm working in that neutral position. You should feel your right inner thigh turn on a lot. If you are dropping weight into your heel, shift your weight into your toes, and vice versa. You want to be nice and even. Take one more in breath. Try not to sink into this right hip. Lift up, engage the glutes, squeeze the glutes. And as you exhale, release it out. Ooh, shake out those legs. So I usually don't like to use the word squeeze very much because it seems a little intense, a little tough. And by tough, I mean rigid. And we don't want to be rigid. We want to find fluidity even in the postures or the bounces that we need to stabilize a lot. There's still movement. It's like an earthquake-safe building. I live in California, so I know that a lot, right? I've seen when the buildings all of a sudden start to sway. It's actually quite beautiful. But that's what we want in our bodies. We want to come into stability, and no matter what happens, we're still able to find fluidity. Whether we start to fall out or not, we catch it. So keep that as a general note as you come into your bounces. Being more fluid, less rigid, more like an earthquake-safe building, less like a statue. And find your drishti point. It will help you tremendously. Be mindful of your feet. Be mindful of where you're compensating and kind of where your natural response is to fall. Mine's usually outward into my pinky toe, so I have to put more emphasis in my big toe. And as you start to be very aware of these little things that make a huge difference in your balancing postures, they will come so much easier. All right, my friends, let's bring our hands to heart center. Close the eyes, rub the palms, create some heat. Place your left hand on your heart, right hand on top of your left. Bow your chin towards your heart space. Silently thank yourself for moving on your mat today, for maybe trying something new or trying something you already know, but from more of a beginner's mindset, reapproaching those postures. I want to thank you from my screen to yours, and until next time, namaste. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'd love to answer anything that you may be working with or that you need a little more kind of emphasis on, breakdown of. And check out the other beginner videos. I have some about standing postures, floor postures, and flow. I hope to see you all again sometime soon.